So type Kobo Toolbox on your browser. Once you have done that, your Google search engine will have populated everything that has to do with Kobo Toolbox. The first one with www.kobotoolbox.org. Click on that one to open. Please let me know if you're on the same page with me. So what we are trying to do now is that we want to build our form. And as we build the form, we are also in a way setting up our server. So click on kobotoolbox.org. So if you are looking for the link directly, it's kobotoolbox.org. kobotoolbox.org. So once you have that, the next thing you have to do is to sign up if you don't already have an account. So sign up for Kobo Toolbox. So for you, you will need to create an account. I already have an account, but let me just do a dummy of that. You click on create an account. And fill the details that you have here. So maybe you may want to put your name, put the name of your organization, if there is one. But you will find out that those details are not essential details, like your name and the organization name, they are not essential, meaning that it will still sign you up even if you don't fill that. But the two very essential that you must fill is your username, your email, and your password. So kindly get that set up. So I can use a username, maybe data lead, or maybe for Chinelo, I'll just put Chinelo. This username, whatever username you use here, you need to remember it, because you will need the username when you are setting up your phone. Put your email, then select a sector that you operate in. Maybe humanitarian coordination activities. Your own sector may differ, but select humanitarian coordination activities. Select the country where you are collecting data from. In this case, Nigeria. Then put a strong password. Your password should contain alphanumeric characters, and as well as numerals and alphabets too. Once you're done, you create an account. Okay, please give me a feedback once you have been able to set up yours. Once you do that, it will tell you, it will open an interface thanking you for creating a Kobo Toolbox account. And it will send an activation link to your email. So you need to go back to your email and then click on the link to activate. Then we are set. Okay, good. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, Moren, can be done. Good, fantastic. So we're on the same page. Who else is done with this? If we need to wait for you, please let us know, else we make progress. Okay, so for me, I'm going to just go sign into my own account since we already have an account. So for you, please go to your email and then try to activate the link. Okay, so if you have activated yours, you will have an interface that looks like mine here. The Kobo Toolbox platform will be opened, and you will have a platform that looks like this. So if you have a platform that looks like mine, except that you won't have existing surveys since you've not done any survey on it. So you will not have any existing survey, but you will have a platform that looks exactly like this without these surveys. If you have this platform already open, just type in a yes so that I know we're on the same page. Good, good. Thank you so much, sir. Susan, thank you. Yes. Good, fantastic. Good, good. Now we are going to start building. You will see on your top left corner, you will see an icon there called new. So click on new. Once you click new, an interface will open with 4 dialog boxes: build from scratch, use a template, upload an XLS form, import an XLS form via URL. You have 4 options. Now, to start basic form building, we will start learning how to build from scratch. We'll start learning how to build from scratch. But as we make progress with using this data collection tool, we will need to learn how to use XLS forms. XLS form. This XLS form is a version of Microsoft Excel. You know, Microsoft Excel has different extensions. You have different extensions of Microsoft Excel. So one of those extensions is called XLS, and we use it for building forms. So we can design our survey, your entire questionnaire, on an Excel sheet. All you need to do is now to upload it. But let's start from building from scratch. So click on build from scratch. Build from scratch. So I'm going to share a link with us now. You will download the questionnaire in that link. That questionnaire is what we're going to use. We're going to build on ODK. So there's a link on our chat group. Just click on that link. It will take you to some questionnaire. Just download everything that you have there. Once you have the questionnaire downloaded, please give me a feedback and then we'll make progress. Oh, sir, please, what error are you having in trying to create an account? Maybe I can be of help while we're trying to download the questionnaire. You can unmute your mic and just try to give me feedback on whatever error message you have. Then we can start.
Yes, yes, thank you. When I did everything, he told me that the username should be between 2 and 30 characters with lowercase stuff. Then I did it again. Then he didn't accept. Then again, it's now bringing bad gateway stuff. I mean, I don't understand. So I'm finding it difficult now to create an account. Yeah.
Can we go back on that process, sir, so that you can quickly figure that out? Because we have series of processes to get this. We maybe difficult when we
Yeah, because yeah, in the username, it's like it's perhaps asking me to put my email address. Maybe that's one you still want to prefer. But uh, but I've given
it's a small.
yeah. Let me see.
I'm going to go
Let me yeah. Let me check again.
uh, file downloaded. That's what there are 6 files inside with some other Microsoft Excel, some LS forms.
Hello. Yeah, if you can hear me, the problem is telling me is about my username. That usernames must be between 2 and 30 characters in length and may only consist of lowercase letters, numbers, and underscores, where the first character must be a letter. And I think I did that, but yet it's taking me back to my username as where I'm having problem. So I don't understand.
Possible for you to share your screen. If you share your screen, I'm able to see that. But the first error it is going to do
Okay.
if in your username there is any capital letter, so everything must be in small cap. Everything
Okay. Okay. Ah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
allow letters, but all must be in small cap.
Okay.
For the questionnaire, that's the link. I've sent it again. I also dropped that on the WhatsApp group.
Okay. Yeah, the account has been created. Thanks.
Good. Account has been created. Good. Please go to your email, activate, then we'll be on the same page like this. If you've downloaded the questionnaire, please just give us a feedback of yes, and then we are together on the same page. Good. Thank you so much for that feedback. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good. Maybe the only person we may just wait a bit for Nicholas Fowler to see if you're on the same page. Activate your link, then download this questionnaire. So we're going to start with a very simple questionnaire that doesn't have plenty criteria and condition. Then we increase the complexity a bit and see how it works. So we'll start with that questionnaire on antibiotic use. Antibiotic use. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel, to set up your Kobo toolbox, go to kobotoolbox.org. kobotoolbox.org. Once you log into kobotoolbox.org, you will see on the top right corner, it will tell you to sign up. So click on sign up. Once you click on sign up, you will have an interface with two options. You will see an option for humanitarian, and you will see another option for researchers. You can choose either option. There's no problem if you choose either option. But for this class now, we're using the humanitarian. So go to humanitarian and sign up. Fill in your detail. Your username must be in small caps. So Mr. Caleb, maybe you just need to hold on a bit so that all of us will be on that page together with you. Yes. Mr. Dada, please, Dada Emmanuel, kindly speed up your process and let's see if you'll be on the same page. Same with Nicholas Fowler. So if you've done that, we click
okay,
on the top left corner. Once you click on new, select build from scratch. Build from scratch. Build from scratch. Build from scratch. Okay.
okay,
So we're going to name the project using the title of the questionnaire. And the questionnaire we're using now is the antibiotic, the one on antibiotic use. So there's this questionnaire on antibiotic use. That's the one we're using now. So because it's going to be very destructive, there's going to be a lot of distraction if I'm trying to share between the questionnaire and the Kobo. I will be sharing the Kobo build. I will be using, so you need to open your own questionnaire so that I don't have to open the questionnaire on my own end here. So there's a questionnaire that's just a very simple questionnaire on attitudes on the use of antibiotics. So that means your title will be attitudes on antibiotic use. Attitudes on antibiotic use. You can enter a short description. The short description is just to help you know what the project is about. So I can say research on how people use on the attitude of patients towards antibiotic. The next thing you do is to select the sector. You select the sector. Even though these are optional, why you are doing this is to help Kobo because they are aggregating all of this information to help them see how much research is going in different sector. Like this is a health study, so I'll just select health service and public health. And which country is the study going on is Nigeria. Your form will still work even if you don't select sector or you select country. But what's happening is that you are not feeding Kobo toolbox, Kobo, that is the global Kobo, with information on the kind of study happening in the country where you are doing this. So it's optional. And then you see there's a checkbox here that says you want to help Kobo toolbox to improve its product by sharing the sector and country. So this is just that you are helping them have information on the volume or the amount of study happening in the health service and all of that. So the next thing you do is to create project. Create project. Once you click on create project, you will have an interface that looks like mine here. Please give me a feedback if you are already at this point. Okay, good. Okay, good. Uh, Mr. Caleb, can you please give me a feedback if you've been able to sort out the name creation of your name for your project? Kindly give us a feedback in that regard so that you can see what's happening. Okay, so the next thing you do is to now start building the questions. So there is a small plus sign. There is a small plus sign at the left corner, left bottom corner. You will see a box that says this form is currently empty. So click that box. Click that box. It will open a small interface for you to put your question. So the first question we have is age. So I will type here age. So I may even want to put it in full as age of respondent. You click on add question. Now, so there are so many options of questions that you can have here. I'm going to explain them as we use each of them. The first one is a select one, which is something very common that we will always be using. Select one is an option for you to take an option out of many options. So I can have like 5 options, maybe strongly agree, agree, disagree, and I want my respondent to be able to select one of the options. So you use select one. Okay, so let's say if age of respondent was in categories, maybe 18 to 30, 18 to 20, 21 to 30, and let's say 31 to 31 and above. Then you are done. You create the next question. Same plus sign that is under, click the plus sign. Let's pick the next question, which is sex. So we have sex. You click add question, is still select one. And I have male, I have female. Male, I have female. If you go to the question again, the next question is place of residence. Place of residence. You click on add question. This time around, it won't be select one, it will be a text. That is an open-ended response. So select ABC text so that the person can fill in whatever response. We have occupation. The occupation tool, there was no option, so I can just type occupation, add question, and it's going to be a text. Do you currently have a chronic condition? Do you currently have a chronic condition? I create a question. I add, this time around is select one, which is, and the option is yes or no. Continue to raise your hand. Kindly unmute your mic and speak up. Hello, Obi.
Okay, all right, good morning. And can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry to take you back, but I just typed in the chat box if you could just slow down a bit so that we'll be able to follow up in creating because I think I'm still a bit behind. Yeah. And I'm also seeing at the chat box that some other people said they're behind. So that we can use the same pace if you don't mind. Thank you.
Thank you for that feedback. I do appreciate. So I'm going to go back again. Question to be sure if that's the page we're all in. Have we activated our Covo, and it has opened you to a page where you can create, where you can build? Have you activated? If you've done that, please just give me yes. Lawrence, Sir Lawrence, please give me a yes if you have activated it. Obi, please give me a feedback too if that's the point where you are. My voice is low. Okay, so let me bring the mic a bit closer. Give me feedback for the person who said my voice is low and if it's better now. Okay, yes. Mr. Lawrence, you have activated. Good, fantastic. Obi, I'm waiting for your feedback to know if that's the place where you are. If that's not the page, just give me a no. So I'm going to ask another question to be sure where you are. Hello, Obi. Have you activated your?
Yes, I have. I am at the place of residence question. That is at the point where I think you became a bit fast.
Okay, you got it to the point of residence. Okay, so let me slow down.
Yes, I have. Thank you.
I've not heard from Mr. Caleb for a while. The last time I saw your chart is how do I name my project, which we have done. Kindly give me feedback, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Caleb is. Thank you very much for following me up. Uh, I've actually started with us. I've been able to do the. Uh, I've been filling the form. In terms of the age, the only challenge I'm having is that of a question int.
Yes, I'm going to come back to that. First, I want us to
Okay.
start with seeing how to build very basic. We'll be building
Okay.
that gradually. We'll be building on the different components. There are so many components in this Kobo, including how to use our logic, how to use our criteria, and the rest of that.
All right. So in that wise, I can say we are on the same page.
So much, sir, for that feedback. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, do you have a chronic?
Sorry, excuse me. This is Samson. Ghana.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, please. I've been able to create the account, and I'm at the place where it says you add a question. So I click plus to add a question. So there is a place I think I should be able to enter the question. I did, and this drop down that you have, I didn't see it.
Okay. So, for instance, age of respondent. Let me cascade my options. Consider. So you created a question like this. I'm going to create a question.
Okay. No, I haven't done this. When I logged in, it's not giving me so much options. Just the only thing I'm seeing is import cascading select questions.
Okay. So let me return to where I think you are. Okay. Let me save my form and return to where I think.
Yeah. I think it should be just at the beginning.
Okay, so yeah. So you were somewhere like this. You have an interface that looks like this.
Yeah, exactly.
You are going to click on new. Click.
Okay, let me go. I did that already, but let me just do that again. New, build from scratch, right?
Then enter the title of the project. The title of the project we are working on is Attitudes on Antibiotic Use. Attitudes on antibiotic use.
Okay, we've done that.
We entered a short description of that project, and we said that description is for your consumption.
Exactly, I got that.
You can study is to find out the attitudes of patients and the use of antibiotic. Then the next thing, you have sector. We said the project is in health sector, and we noted that this project, the Kobo will work even if you don't select sector and country, and that you selecting the sector is that you are trying to provide information to Kobo Global, the global database of Kobo Toolbox, so that they now know the kind
Yes,
of.
I got that.
So country, you select your country.
Yes. Yes.
That you just say create.
Okay.
Once you say
I did create.
Take you to an interface that will be new. It will just have,
Yes.
and it will tell you that
It says this form is currently empty. You can add questions, notes, prompts, or other fields by clicking on the plus sign below.
Go to the plus sign that is at the bottom left, and then
Okay.
our first question, which is age.
So,
That age, have you typed that in?
okay, yes, age.
You see add question.
Okay,
Click on that add question. It will bring out a drop down menu of different
exactly.
question types. These are question types. The question can either be a select one, it can be a select many, it can be a text.
Okay, okay,
Let me just use this to run through all of the options. It's one of selecting one single choice out of plenty, many options. So maybe you have a
okay,
agree, undecided, disagree, strongly disagree. That's a select one because the respondent can.
okay,
Then you have select many. Select many is when you are trying to have many options. You have many options out of which the respondent can select more than one option.
okay,
Then we have text. Text is an open-ended response. Like age. Now, if I want them to type their age in words, say I am 23 years old, I will select.
okay,
But let's say I want them to give me their age in numbers. I will select 1, 2, 3 number so that they type their
okay,
35, 28, 57, 100, like in that range.
okay.
So
So in this case, we are selecting the number.
yes, in this case, what would be appropriate is number. Yes. However,
Okay,
when I did a categorization, which is not what is in the questionnaire, just to help us see how select one works. So once you're
okay,
start building your questionnaire yourself. Okay, good. So I guess you are up to speed with.
okay. Yeah, so add network challenge there. Um, for the question, for the age, you said I should select the number, right?
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience waiting for us to be together, to be on the same page. Okay, so we make progress. We stopped at do you currently have any chronic condition? And the options are yes or no. But if you look at the question, this is now we are trying to build much more on our Kobo. You discover that the question that follows question 4 is standing on if the respondent select yes. Like if the respondent selected no, there is no point coming to select the condition, the disease condition the person has. So that brings us to what we call the skip logic. So we will need to create the next question. So you come to the plus sign under and create a new question and say select chronic condition. Select chronic condition. Then you click add question. You know, because this is not one option, somebody may have more than one chronic condition. So we will use select many. We will use select many. Select many. And then come to type this one by one. So you enter all of these options. Now, if you are following and if you're following this conversation, you'll be noticing now that using building from the platform here requires that you are typing almost everything. It requires that you are typing virtually everything. Whereas if we had used an advanced method of using the Microsoft Excel, we'll just have copied and pasted. Okay, but we're starting from learning how to use this. You can't copy and paste. I can't copy all my options and paste it here. It won't allow me. I can only be copying one by one and putting each option one after the other. I know some persons will have tried, let me copy everything at go and paste. It will not work. You have to take them one by one. Okay, so I'm going to stop at stroke. Are we on the same page here? This time around, you are now going to introduce what is called a skip logic. So if you look to the right top of that question, you will see something that looks like a gear, Put your cursor on it and it will pop up an interface called settings. Once you put your cursor on it, it will pop up.
Hello, can you hear?
Okay, so while we wait, I guess it's network. Click on settings. Click on settings. The settings is the gear by the top right corner of that particular question item. Then come to the left, you will see skip logic.
Hello.
Go ahead, Ma.
Okay, please, I put up my hand, but I guess you are too busy to take cognizance of that. I'm sorry to take us back again, but you know, as you are sharing your screen, we are also trying to do what you are doing and using our browser, right? So my question is, at the point of, do you have a chronic condition? I noticed from your screen, at the right side where they have SML value and all of that, it automatically has turned to yes or no, but mine is still not showing that. So I don't know what I did wrong, or can you just explain what you did? Yeah, to make the value to change to yes and no.
So because I'm using my tab key, you know, from the yes, you can come here and type the yes yourself, but it's set on automatic, so it's going to pick the value that you have typed in. But if it doesn't pick it, there's nothing that I have.
Okay.
Doesn't pick it, just come to the XML value and type yes. I'm going to explain what that value is. Let's just still make progress getting familiar with how to create question. There are quite a number of features we need to get to see how it works.
Okay, let me be sure I got what you said. So the yes was changed automatically on if we are doing that, but mine is also on automatic, but it's still showing me automatic and nothing is coming out. So that is my worry.
So on that automatic, just type yes.
Okay, I can just type in yes. Okay, I think I'm doing that.
Good. Thank you for that feedback. Okay, good. Mr. Lawrence was trying to say something, but I guess the network wasn't good from his side. Now, I have, Obi, have you put in the chronic conditions? You use select many?
Yes, I am at the point of do you have a chronic condition? So let me look from your screen and see what you've done. So I'll be able to just fill it up.
Go back.
All right, diabetes. Okay. All right, thank you. I can just type in those. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. If you have entered all of the conditions, come to the top right corner of that particular question item, that select chronic condition, not the yes or no, the ones where we have listed the different conditions. Click the settings. Click the settings. And go to skip logic. Skip logic. By your right corner of that item, you will see question options, skip logic, validation criteria. Select skip logic. Once you select skip logic, you can now say add a condition. Did you see the plus sign with add a condition? Click add a condition. Once you click add a condition, you will see an interface open that says select question from list. So click on that select question. This particular question on chronic condition is dependent on do you have a chronic condition? And before you can answer that question, it must be for only the people who said yes. So we select yes. So if you don't select yes, if you selected no, it will take you to the next question and skip this particular question. Okay. So I think let's stop for now. Go to the top right corner of everything you have been doing. On the top page, you will see a button there called save. So you need to save your form. So just click on save and it will save. It will tell you, it will bring out a prompt saying successfully updated. Now, if you've done that, let's now begin to look at how this form works in its full form now. On the top left corner, top left, you will see something that looks like an eye. That's your preview. On the top left, you will see something that looks like an eye. That's your preview form. So click on the preview form. Now, this preview is very useful. If there is any error in what you have been building, once you try to preview, it will tell you there is an error and specifically take you to where the error is so that you can correct it. But for what we have done now, there's no error. So look at how the question flows. Age, you can select an option. Sex, you can select male or female. Place of residence, you can type whatever. occupation, you can type whatever. Did you notice that, do you currently have a chronic condition? It didn't list the conditions. If you click yes, then the conditions will pop out. But if you select no, it will tell you to just submit your form. Okay, so that's us using the skip logic. Let me know if when you previewed yours, there was no error. If there was no error during your preview, just type a yes in the chat box. So you click on validate, it will tell you that form is valid. That means we have done a good job building. Good. Okay, let me
Hey,
go.
can I ask a question?
Please do. Yes.
My question is, if one makes an error in some of the in filling some of this item, how can we go back to it? Like if I wanted to make a correction or some adjustments, is it possible to go back to it and make this adjustment?
Now let me make a particular adjustment and you see. For instance, age of respondent. Just click on the
Okay.
I want to delete this respondent entirely and age of patient. You see, I've done my correction. Let's even
So I'm talking about, okay, the options, yes.
but so, you can what okay. Now
Your mic is far from your mouth is far from your mouth or something.
thank you for that. I think it's better now.
So it's that. So I want to know what my question. What I'm looking at is, for if I wanted to change the select type or something where you have select one, select. So because I see on age it has numbers 1, 2, 3. Then on the other one it has ABC or something. So if I wanted to change those, how can I? Is it possible to do that?
That's up to delete.
I have to delete it.
And close that question again. So you only be able to edit the content. This is the little disadvantage with building from the form. If it was on your Microsoft Excel, if we are using it, which we will learn shortly, you can just go back and just retype whatever you want to do. Okay, so let's make progress. Now, the question hint is just a hint on, or just a prompter that when you are collecting the data, you want the person to see that this age is age of patients. So that's just a hint. It won't be the main question will show up as age, but it will give you a little hint that that means age of patients. Then we use the skip logic. Use the skip logic to tell Kobo to skip based on certain logic. And that will be a question. We'll have to create the question. The question will precede. You know, I can't put, if I want to put logic on sex, for instance, it will be that the question upon which it is based already exists. So I can't create a logic that the question does not already exist. So I must first create a question upon which I now want to create logic. Once you are done with all of this, just save your form. Go to the top left corner, you will see something like a Kobo icon called return to list. Click on that return to list. Click on the return to list and it will take you back to your main menu. So on your Kobo, you can have 1 million surveys. You can have different surveys that you are working on. It will all be on your list. However, you need to deploy it so that it can be active on the phone. So to deploy this attitude on antibiotic use, come to the right corner, you will see 3 dots. You will see 3 dots there, 3 dots. Click on these 3 dots and say deploy this project. So it is deploying it now to Kobo. Mine has said the form has been deployed. Let me know if you've been able to deploy yours. If you've been able to deploy, just give me yes. Then we just. So once you have deployed, we are done with. Now go to our phone. So once you have deployed, we can now go to the phone. The next thing that we want to set up our server. Okay, on how to deploy. Once you save your survey, let me go back to it. Let's say this is my survey. I have saved. Once I have saved, you come to the top left corner. It's very close to where you have attitude on antibiotic use, where your title is. You will see a small box there with something like a line. It will return you to your list. Then click on by the right corner of your survey. Click on that 3 dots and say deploy. You see deploy. Okay, good. Let me know if you've deployed. Once you've deployed, we are done with this. We will now pick up our phone to set it up on our for data collection. Always ensure that before you start setting up on your phone that you have validated. So what we did, we just tried to view it. Of course, the form will not even deploy. Unable to deploy, check preview your form. Then there's likely to be an error in your form. That's why you're unable to deploy. On clicking the icon, but it has not completed it. You redeploy means you have deployed already. So because you have deployed already, if you want to redeploy, you can redo it again. Maybe you are not sure that you have deployed, so I can redeploy. So, but I know that I have deployed, so there's no point. But you can redeploy. I want to it, but I like to be sure that everybody does it.
Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please.
I can hear you. Right.
Yeah. I'm trying to, when I click the preview icon, the thing is just trying to pop up, but it has not come out with a value.
Did you save your form?
To see. You said?
Save it before trying to.
I have done the saving. I've done the saving initially. I've done the saving. It has been saved. And the next thing is, except if something is missing in that skip logic point, I did click logic and it came up with, do you have any chronic condition?
You click that.
And
that it is
I
based
clicked. With that, it came up with all other questions.
selected. Do you have chronic condition?
Yes. So will I click yes for that?
Yes, you will select the option will be that do you have chronic condition? The answer should be yes. Let me return my screen, sir, so that you look at my what I have. And you,
Okay.
so when you have deployed, if not something pencil like that is called the edit button, just click on the edit and it will take you back to. So this is where you are. Button settings. Skip logic. Under skip logic, you will see different questions. I'm going to select do you currently have a chronic condition, and the answer should be yes. This continue on providing the kind of chronic condition you have. That was
Yeah, that's what I've done up to that point. The only thing, uh, mm, come on.
trying to wait for feedback from you, so I'm sure that we're on the same page. Because once we're done with the basic building from scratch. Now I want to show us how
Okay.
that server. So I'm waiting that everybody has been able to deploy theirs.
Okay, because from what I'm seeing on your own screen, it seems maybe something is not, maybe I missed one or two stages before, because under the age, maybe the questions has not been uh, appropriately aggregated, like under the age, the categorization you did. I think I missed that.
This particular question is that question of this question on chronic condition. It only has to do the question on do you have a chronic condition. So we are saying that before somebody can set the kind of chronic condition he has, he first needs to tell us whether he has chronic condition or not. So if you select,
Yes.
there is no point coming to select chronic condition you have. So that's why we first created a question: do you have a chronic condition? Left no. Then we created another question on that using the select many option. Then we now created logic on that. Are you sharing your screen with me? If you're able to share your screen with me, I'm able to figure out so that I can figure out what exactly is the issue. So yes, some persons have deployed. Musa, thank you so much for deployed. The deploying is going zero. There's error somewhere in you. It shouldn't show zero. The the option should be that you have successfully deployed.
And please, could you take me back through how to do the deploying or something? Because I have followed through until yes, until this one, until the validation and all. So how do I go from there?
Once you are done with all of this, to the left corner here, you do to
Okay, I see the return list here. Okay.
Come to list. And when you click to return list, did you now see your question? That your survey, attitude on antibiotic use, will be there.
Uh-huh.
On this, on your right corner, you will see different options. You will see pencil, you will see something like a tag. On the last
Yes, and then the ellipsis. Mm-hmm.
dots like that, click on that.
Yes.
You will see deploy projects there.
Okay.
Have you seen that? You
Let
know,
me go through. Let me go there.
dot. I won't see deploy project. Okay, good. Oladoja deployed. Yes, good. Yes, yes. So I'm still trying to wait for you, sir, to deploy. So once we have deployed, we are done with this. You can practically just shut that site. We are done with it. The next thing is to come and set up your server on your phone.
Hold on a sec. So I think it's deployed now.
Oh, good, fantastic. So if it's deployed now, go to your phone. You know you must have downloaded Kobo Collect or ODK, any of them.
Mm-hmm.
So let me use my slide this time, since you all cannot see all these things that we've just done. We have explained it step by step on the slide that will be shared immediately. Because you can't see my phone as I'm trying to do this, so I'm going to share this slide. We already have we've screen grabbed the phone so that you can see step by step. So let me to just leave this platform, hoping that everybody has deployed, and go back to my slide. So this is what we've been doing. We've built already. So the next thing is to come to our ODK or to your Kobo. And I told us that the interface is the same. If you downloaded the two, I know some persons will have downloaded the two options, both Kobo and ODK. If you open the ODK on your phone, you will see this same interface that I have here. You see this interface is the same. Let me know if you have that already. Please open your Kobo Collect or ODK on your phone. If you are using iOS, if you are using an Apple phone, you should download GIC. If you are using an iPhone, you can download this particular app called GIC. So the next thing you are going to do, yes, GIC, no, it doesn't have same interface. It doesn't have same interface, but as I'm explaining, you just figure out, I'll show you how to figure it out on your iPhone. The interface doesn't look exactly like this. Okay. So once you open your phone and it's open this way, if you go to the top left, top right, I mean, you will see three dots. Three dots. If you open that three dots, you will see it will open up something that looks like this. Our first graphics here. You see something that looks like this. It will have about, general settings, and admin settings. Click on the general settings. Once you click on the general settings, you can move to the next drawing on this my slide. You will see server. So click on server. This is us now trying to set up our aggregate, the server. so that it can pick that form and bring it to our phone. And this, you will only do it once. Once you have done it, that's all. Once you have set your server on your phone, that's all. Any other survey you keep creating on your Google form, you just come and refresh. But you set up this server once, and it's once and for all. So once you click on server, you will see what is called your URL. If you are using Kobo, you will see the type. It will write Kobo Toolbox. If you are using ODK, it will write ODK Aggregate. Okay, but in the URL, come and change your URL to this that I have here. https://kc.kobotoolbox.org. Don't
You take that again. Yeah?
let me just
The URL.
type the URL straight here so that we can pick it. Maybe just copy it. So you have https://kc kc dot kobo
Go to toolbox.
.org. Yes, so that's what we're looking for. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to write it and just paste it on the chat group for everybody.
So sorry, in my own I have kc.kobo2boss.org//kobo the mouser. Should I delete the Kobo the mouser?
Mouser was when you set up, when you downloaded your Kobo, you downloaded it through that link called the Mouser. So it's
Okay.
set as your
Okay, so should I remove it or should I put, okay, I put my username.
Don't put your username in front of it. Just write https://kc.kobotoolbox.org and stop there.
All right, okay.
So once you've done that, on your username, you remember I told us to not forget our username. So put your username is case sensitive. Don't forget that it's case sensitive. Your username, my own username is data lead. So type your own username is case sensitive. In fact, it is small caps. You remember that when we were setting it up, the username will not allow you to have a cap letter. So it's case sensitive. So type your username, then the password with which you set up the build, also insert the password. Type the password. Once you've done that, just go back. Just you see on your phone there's an arrow back. Your normal phone arrow back. Just go back so that and return back to the first interface. That interface where you have fill blank form and the rest of it. Okay, have you done that? Are you back to the home page? Once you're back to the home page, you have your interface, fill blank form, edit, like that. So this time around, you will click on get blank form. Get blank form. Get blank form. Get blank form. Not fill. Get blank form. Once you click on get blank form, it will be trying to connect to the server. If the details you provided is wrong, it won't connect to the server. So if you have any error that unable to connect to server, there's an error, either your username or your password. Has anybody been able to connect to the
Yes, yes, I have.
good, beautiful, good, good. So when you saw that form we built, did you see that form?
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes, yes, I can see the form.
After I put my password, what am I going to do next?
Go back on your normal form, click back until you come back to the
Okay.
interface that
Okay.
a deep stage form, that first interface on your phone.
Okay, now I'm back at the first page now. Then I click the fifth platform.
So if you go to get blank form, get blank form. Get blank form. So once you click get blank form, it will try to connect to your server. If it triggers any error that enabled authentication failure, yes. Authentication failure, please check your server name. I mean, check your username and your password. Something is wrong. Or you didn't type in the URL correctly, kc.kobotoolbox.org. If you've been able to if your phone has been able to connect to your server, please give me yes here. Just type a yes so that I know how many persons have been able to figure that out. Oh, Mr. Emmanuel, good. Susan, good. Yes. Just two persons. Oh, I still have a lot of persons to wait for. Let me know whatever error is triggering. Good, good. One more person has joined. Good. Thank you. Yes. Good.
Sorry, it shows on my own phone. It shows nothing available to display. Try getting and filling out a blank form.
Oh, no, you are not filling any blank form. Is that your deployed form? He didn't see your deployed. He's telling you that there's nothing there. There should be a form. This attitude on antibiotics should show on your phone. You will see it. It will tell you to select it. It won't say it's blank. It should pick that form that you have already. If the server connected correctly. Ayuba, please check your username and your password and check also the URL. You may have typed something, these things are case sensitive. You may have typed something a little bit different. Let me paste the URL again. Let me paste the URL again a bit. So this is what we want you to put in. HTTPS :// have this URL, then your username is case sensitive, then the exact password you're using. Yes. I need more persons to have to give me feedback that they've been able to deploy. Good, good, good. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Yes. So I got one more person. Good. If you are still having issues with connecting with the server, let me know. Now, so once you've done that, select that attitude on antibiotic use. It will have appeared on your phone, and then click Get Selected. Authentication failure. The authentication failure can only be from your username, that is Olagbegi, can only be from your username password. Caleb, you are still yet unable to deploy. Okay, so so that we don't waste a lot of time here trying to get you to deploy, I'm going to share with you my own username and password. So once you put this detail, you'll be able to log into you will connect to my own server. Okay, so for those who have not been able to, just use this username, data lead, password, Abimbola $83, and then make sure that the URL is this. So once you set this up, because mine is already deployed, you will be able to access this on your phone. We'll come back to figuring out why you are not able to deploy, but let's make progress. You need to share your screen with me, sir, so that I see why you're not unable to deploy. But for now, can you please go on your phone, open the Kobo toolbox, and then put in these details. Username, data lead, password, Abimbola $83, and the URL, https://kc.kobotoolbox.org. For those who had already gotten to this point, that this attitude on antibiotic use had appeared in the get blank form, click on it and select it and say get selected. Once you say get selected, you will see it downloading. You will see it downloading, and once it's done, it will tell you download result success. Something will pop up like attitudes on antibiotic use, ID, blah, 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 success. If you've done that, just give me a yes. Once you do that and that interface pops up, just say, okay, good, good. Yes, good, Susan, good, good, good. Okay, so fine. I just have, yes, good, good, good. Now your phone is already, your survey is now on your phone. So when we are sending enumerators, when we are sending data collectors to the field, all the phones that they will use, you don't have to give them, just like I gave you my password, and no, I'm not going to give you my password and that. You are going to set up the phones one by one yourself. You don't share your password and username. I've only shared this because of the class A, but in real context, each of the phones that will be used for enumeration, for data collection, you set this up. You connect them to your server one by one. So once you have connected them to the server, and that is done once, they can now take the phone and go to the field. Now, once you've done that, you can now go to fill blank form. Fill blank form. You will see that attitudes on antibiotic use. Click it, and it will start work. Let me know if you've gotten to this point. Fill blank form. Yes. So yes, fantastic. Susan, I love this question now. So now with this phone, you don't need internet any longer. You can now do data collection in remote areas. You can off your internet now, sir. You can put off your internet. Once you've been able to connect to the server and everything is okay, you can turn off your internet. This phone is now able to collect data irrespective. Okay, Mr. Yuba, you've been able to get in with my account. Okay, so the next thing you will do, once you've done that, go to get blank form. Mr. Ayuba, go to get blank form. Once you click get blank form, you see it trying to refresh. Mine has a couple of forms on it. The one you need is attitude. So once the attitude one pops up, select the attitude and say get selected. And click get selected on your phone. Let me know if you've been able to figure that out. Nicholas Power, sir, how can I help? You can't still get it. Can you use my own details to log in on your phone?
Oh, yeah, no, I got it now. I was clicking. I didn't know I have to click get blank form. I was clicking fill blank form.
Yes, yes.
That was why I got it wrong. But now have clicked the get blank stuff and I got your three stuff on my phone now.
That particular form. Once you select the form, on the bottom, get selected. Click get selected so that it's now loaded on your phone. Once you've done that, it will tell you that success, then click OK. It will return back to the interface of fill blank form, edit, send, all of that. So this time around, go to fill blank form. This is now when we can now say fill blank form. Subsequently, now we will not go to get blank form again. We'll now be filling blank form because for every survey, every respondent, I will fill a blank form. Good. I'm glad you got it, sir. So select attitude on and just fill blank form. Once you do that, you will see that the form will open. The questions we have put in will open. So you see question on age. You can off your internet. You can age. I can type the age. So you just use your hand and be swapping. Use your hand and swipe to the left. That's how you'll be moving from question to question. And once it's done, it will tell you to save form and exit. If you've been able to fill the surveys, just save to the last question. You just save form and exit. Let me know if you filled you've answered all the questions. All you need to do is just swap left and answer, swap left and answer. On the last page, you will see save form and exit. But before saving form and exit, there's a small button that says mark form as finalized. Uncheck that one. Because when you are collecting data on the field, sometimes you want to come back again and look at the data you've collected. Because once you say mark form as finalized and you save form, it won't allow you to edit it. So I will uncheck and say you shouldn't mark form as finalized and just save it and exit. So that I can collect another respondent again and continue. So I can keep collecting respondents and collect millions of respondents. If at the end of your exercise you want to edit what you've done, you can go to edit saved forms and click on any of the respondents and edit the details that you want to edit. That is the response now, not the question. Kindly give me a feedback if you got this and you've been able to connect your phone to the server, you've been able to answer the questions, you've been able to save and exit and all of that. Good, good.
Yes, excuse me, please. Hello?
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I have entered through with your own details as sent. So upon getting that done, what is the next thing to do?
You return to you just use your phone back, the back option in your phone. Just click back until you are on this interface, this
Okay.
form interface like this. Then you select get blank form.
Okay.
Let me know. Put that down.
Okay.
Okay, so Musa Mubarak, you're asking a question. Sir, in a case where it shows authentication error, what should we do? Authentication error means that it's not able to authenticate you. So the possible error is that your username, you didn't type it correctly. Let's say your username is Musa, but you typed capital letter M-U-S-A. And I told us that it is case sensitive. The username must be small letters. So it can only be Musa like this. Then when typing the URL, if you also miss something in the URL, you are likely to have an authentication error. If you also type something wrong in your password, you are likely to. So these are the three reasons why you could have authentication error. And you know that when you are doing a survey, it's not that every enumerator, you are not creating a database for every enumerator. It's just one single, it's only you that will have a platform. So you are only using your so that as they data on your site. Okay, good. Please give me feedback if you've been able to do that. So now with this mobile phone, you can do all your data collection without internet. And once you collect data, you can edit what you have collected. You can edit what you have collected. And once you edit, you can now send finalized form. The only point where you will need internet, is at the point where you want to send to the server. So I can be on the field and collect like 100 data points, 1,000 data points, then return to the room or return back to my base where there's internet. That's when on send finalized. So once you say send finalized form, just select all the forms you want to select and just click send. So for instance now, all the people who use my details, the people who use my detail to log in, please send the finalized form so that I can show us what the database will look like. Kindly send the finalized form. I can see that forms are filled forms already, but please send it. Send what you have. Send what you have. Just of course, after sending good, thank you. I'm going to go to the server now and we all see what they have all done. View sent form. If you want to see the things you sent to, you can go to your view sent form and you will see what you have sent. Let's say while you were on the field as an enumerator collecting data, the lead researcher created another questionnaire. lead researcher again created another questionnaire on the platform. All he needs to tell you again is that go back and get blank form. So you can come again and get blank form. The new questionnaire he has deployed will show again. Then you select. Of course, when you are done with a project, like some of us who handle projects that are very massive, you don't want your platform to be, your phone to be cumbersome with 20 forms. You can come at the end of the day again and say delete saved form. So if you come to delete saved form, you will see all the forms that are on your phone and you can delete them. If you need them again, go to get blank form and start all over. Okay, so good. So let me take us to the database, what happens at the back end, and so that we can. So I'm going to stop sharing my slide and return back to that website again. So this time around, I'm going back to that old. So if you look at my interface now, did you see attitudes on antibiotic use? If you see number of submissions towards the right, if you can see my screen, you will see that 6 persons have submitted. Okay, so I can click to open the submissions. So it's loading. I want to open. Okay, now this is now my database. If I go to tables, those who sent didn't feel anything. They didn't feel anything. So there's nothing. It seems were you sending blank? Those who sent data to me, were you feeling blank and sending?
We sent something. We sent a fill form. I sent.
Okay. Let it process again. So you see the entries that you have sent. And for those who are using your own server too, you can just fill multiple responses, just fill for like 10 or 5 respondents. Then go back to your browser and open that form. Once you open it, you will have the same interface with me and try to see, yes, okay, good. Did you see there are different options that I can go in my database? One, I can go to reports. So if you click on reports, it will show you a summary report of all the data that was already collected. It opened now. I don't know. I want to click it again, and so it's gathering it again. Good. Now you see that the age, you all had typed in different ages, but the average age of all the, this is already analyzed. This is a report already. The average age of the 6 respondents who had entered in was 19.00. And the median, that is the median, the mid age is 20.00. Mode, 12. And standard deviation 6.56. Now, if you go to age of patients, 31 and above, you see it's already plotting the charts. And sex, male, female. Place of residence, Enugu, 1 person, Oka, 1 person, Mina, 1 person, Ikere, 1 person, Abuja, 1 person. Occupation, teacher, lecturing, student, farming, geologist. Do you currently have a chronic condition? No, yes. For those who selected, 3 people said no, 2 said yes. For those who said yes, these were the options. So Kobo does a pre-analysis, a pre-descriptive analysis for you, and this is the analysis form. You can just take this form already and use it if this is okay for you. And how to do that is to go to the top right corner, you will see print. You can just save it as PDF, and then you will have this report in PDF format saved. Okay? If you want to see this same data, but in tabular form, you click on table. This is all the data that we've collected in tabular form. Okay? If I want to download this data from the server, let's say as we are doing this study, I am downloading at the close of business every day, I download what everybody has done. You just come to download and download in whatever format you want, either in XLS or CSV. These are different options of Microsoft Excel. Excel can be in XLS or CSV. CSV is comma separated values. But I usually prefer XLS. Then you click export. Tell it to include groups in headers and just click export. So it will download it in Microsoft Excel format, and you already have. So this Excel format now, we can now move it to SPSS, we can move it to Stata, we can move it to SAS, we can move to R, we can move to Python for our data analytics. If you want to do more analytics beyond what Kobo had already provided. Kindly give me a feedback if you got it till this point. Just give me a feedback if you got it to this point and if it is clear. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad it's clear. Thank you so much. Yes, good. Yes. Oh, good. I love this. It's all fine. Thank you so much, sir, for that feedback.
Can I ask a question?
Yes. I think we can now take questions now. Yes.
Okay. So what we have done is, somehow individual. So the server is mine, and then I'm having the phone. Yeah. So if I want to create more enumerators, if I want to give out multiple phones, because I think the enumerators would go with the phones, right? So how do I link because what you've done is that you gave out your password and username. So if I don't have to do that, so how do I create more this and then linking them to my own server?
It should always be only one server. Please do not give out your password. Because
so the server wait a minute, the server is what we have. Setting up the server is what we have done on the web platform, yeah?
Yes.
Is that a yes? Okay.
And the password and the username to that server should always remain with you.
So if I don't give out my password and user, so how do I create multiple enumerator phone or something?
What you do is that you collect you always have, if you are doing any research, you always have the training for the enumerators. All the enumerators, you congregate them and train them, give them share with them the objective of the study. It's during that training we do the configuration. So
Yes.
you now configure it with your password and username. You are not sending, you don't send username and password to people. Okay, so if we are in a live training now, I'm just going to collect your phone from your hand.
I didn't get you. Could you take that again?
You collect each person's phone and set everybody's phone individually. If there are 100 phones, you will set 100 phones, then give them back their phones.
So you're using setting now. So that's that setting is how what I'm asking. How do I do this setting? That's what, because what we have done is my server to my phone,
So
my own password on both ways, on both sides. So
that's
I'm saying, where's the break? Where is the break from my server and the enumerators? This thing. How do you didn't show how to go about that.
I did now by sending, I sent my username and password. Okay, just assume I didn't send you my username and password and I collected your phone. It's in my hand. I'm going to go to Kobo and do this setup myself. Put my own username, data lead, put my password, Abimbola $83.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. So you're saying that in the actual sense, I should not give it out. I should take the phone and then put in those things. Put in.
Yes. You take the phone.
Okay. Then it's clear. Okay. Then all right. Then all right.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm asking a question sequel to his own question. Like, I'm just thinking, is there any method to do this apart from collecting a person's phone? Because I think it's very private for you to get someone's phone and say, give me your phone.
Usually, if I work in the development space, for instance, data for a company, for instance, the phones we use are not even the enumerators' personal phones. But however, let's say
Yeah.
project study where the you are not able to provide phones that they will use. It's just to request for their phone, or they open the Cobol toolbox. You can set it up in their front, just that they can't see the password. Go back to your server settings now and click on your password. The password is in asterisk. You can't see the details. So once I have put in the password, you can't see the password. Even so, I can set it up in your front as long as you don't have access to the password. Because if you have access to the password, this is what happened. That means you have access to the back end, the server, and you can go to the server to make changes. So the only way we can authenticate that whatever comes to the server is authentic is that nobody has password to the server. Okay. I remember, for instance, some of my early projects in the school collected by my prof, for instance, by our prof. They don't give us, it's our own phone we use. But all that prof will do is on the day of the training, he will tell you, open your Kobo toolbox and he will set it up and give you back your phone. So it's not intruding into any of your private documents. You open the Kobo, go to your settings, and all it needs to do is to just input the password. That username and password is the unique identifier to the server, and that is the detail that cannot go out. For instance, all those who have my username and server password now, you can log into Kobo Toolbox and you will see this back end, and you can edit whatever you want. Do we get that now? But of course, this why I can share the username and server is because this is a demo for class. The username and the server was created just for this class. So I hope that answers the question, sir.
Yes, it's fine.
Good. Thank you so much, Prof. I appreciate it. Yes. So any other question? Any other question?
No.
Hello.
Hello, I have a question, please.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, is it the same method? Because I happen to use ODK before to carry out
The survey.
uh, a survey, yes. And I was sent to the field, but there was a way I think it was configured to be sure that we actually went to the place. So is it the same process, or where is this included? Because especially uh, around here, you see that people would agree to go to a particular place to go and carry out the survey, and they actually sit at home and do it. So is it the same? When is this function included?
Included in the form. For instance, now if you look at that we collected, there is no name of the enumerator. So let's
Oh,
now.
sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, good. You include those, we call them metadata. Metadata. You include it in the form while building. Okay. For instance,
Okay.
you can introduce something like time, the time that the person collected it, the device ID. You can also introduce geopoint location, that any place you collect data, you must collect the latitude and longitude of that place, so that somebody will not sit down in his room and do all of the data collection. So let me show us how to do that from our form. So I'm going to go back to my form on attitude. So I'm going to go back to that form. Where's my browser? Oh, I think I shut down something. Okay. Uh, I closed my tab, Mr. Clay. Let me just get back to. So I'm just going to log in back to my Kobo toolbox. So if you return back to that form on attitude on antibiotic, let's introduce some more validation questions. So I'm going to edit the form and introduce questions that answers to those questions will show me that you were at the field. For instance, where exactly did you collect this data from? Because you are supposed to be moving from one house to the other, meaning that your geo point cannot be the same. So if I introduce a question on location, so I come here, add an extra question and say location of respondent, for instance, location of respondent, and add a question. Now you see there is an option for point. Did you see point? There's this option called point. So I select point.
Sorry, you are not sharing your screen.
Okay, so let me go over it again. Let me share my screen. Thank you for the feedback. So share screen. I'm going to share my share screen. So I'll delete this so that I do it again. So one major validation that will show me that you are going house to house is that I'm able to collect the geolocation, the latitude and the longitude of the exact place where you collected the data. Okay? And you know, the latitude and the longitude will differ if you were moving from different household or different locations to collect the data, that you are not just sitting in your hotel room and pumping the data. So I will come here, add a question.
And
Yes, go ahead, sir. You want to say something?
I just like those longitude and latitude, will the enumerators have to go with an instrument to get that information, like compass or something?
You don't need any compass. Same phone will collect that. So that's why I'm going to add that question now, and you will see how it works. Once I add this question, I will ask to log into my own server so that you can have this question. So add question. It's not going to be a select one. It will be point. You see point. So a point is an exact space, exact location on, exact point of location. So it will give you the latitude and the longitude of that exact point. So I've selected that and I will just save. Okay, because I've made changes in my form, I'm going to redeploy. Please kindly use my password and log in again. So I've redeployed. It's successfully updated. Okay, and this has been redeployed. So if you go back to your phone, and if you have logged in with a password, either ODK or Kobo, just go back again and say, because I've made changes, you will have to go back and get blank form again. And select this attitude and antibiotic use and get it back. So if I go to fill blank form and take the form, it will now have what is called, it will now have location point. Let me know if you've seen. Let me know if you've seen the new question that has popped up in that question. It's ending 12. So once you have that question on point, so once you collect your data, you must always collect location. And I'm going to make it a mandatory question that you must always collect the geo point. And all you need to do is to just click take point, and it will send me the latitude and longitude of that point. Not updated yet. Okay, let me publish that. Okay, so do that now again. You will see a form that I've just deployed, antibiotic use 1. Go to get blank form. You will see that form will have popped up now. Attitudes on antibiotic use 1. So once you have it, click get selected and then fill blank form. Attitudes on antibiotic use. If you scroll, you should have location. Yes. And that location question, all you need to do is to just say start geopoint. And then it will pick my latitude, your latitude and longitude. Okay, all is fine now. Okay, so it has updated. Okay, another little caveat, if you are the one leading a project and you are sending enumerators and you always want them to collect geopoint, always let them know that you collect geopoint outside of a building. You don't stay inside a building to collect your geopoint. So before entering into the building where you want to interview or collect data, you collect the geopoint at the entrance. Okay, so if you are inside your house now, you will notice that and you are trying to collect the geopoint, it's been cycling. It will collect, but it takes time. But if you are outside, it will have done that very much more faster. Okay, thank you all for your time. We'll continue the conversation on the WhatsApp group. We'll continue the conversation on the WhatsApp group, and then for the materials, for the training materials for today, here's a link to download it. We'll also send it to your email. The video recording will also be sent. That one will take a little time because it takes time to download and to also upload the video. But the training material, the slides, everything that I've said is there in this slide, step by step, so you can have that there. Then if you are not yet on the WhatsApp group, please join the group. Let's just keep the conversation up. So if you have questions working on ODK or Kobo, just put the question there and I'm able to respond to you on the group. Thank you everyone for your time today. I hope we got something. Oh, thank you, Susan. I like the exclamation behind it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Please, let's keep up the conversation on WhatsApp. Yes, let's keep up the conversation and let's make progress with this. Thank you so much, Dr. Damian. In fact, I've not heard you spoken since till the end of the class. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, Mr. Ayuba, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thanks a lot. So I'm going to end the meeting now. Thank you so much, and see you next week, Tuesday. But between now and then, the WhatsApp group is for us to continue to interact. I will share videos and the rest of other material that we will need to make progress with this.